As I showed you in previous section, there are 3 ways to create a VLAN on a switch, and I want to show you all of them to you. The first one is to use a VLAN database. And to use a VLAN database, you should be in privilege mode, and you can see that I am already in privilege mode here. So I type VLAN database command, and although it tells me that this is deprecated and you should not go for this command, you should go in configuration mode and create the VLANs there, you can see that I am taken to the VLAN database mode. Here, let's see the commands. I have some commands here. The first one is the VLAN command. This is the most important one. That's because we can create a VLAN, and of course we can add a name to the VLAN right here. And this is a good practice to add a name to each VLAN that you create. The second one is the VTP command. I am going to talk about VLAN trunking protocol later when we are talking about trunk. I have an apply command. Whenever I create a VLAN, I may go for apply command. And of course I have an exit command that is a combination of apply and exit. Actually, when you type exit, the changes are going to be applied. And of course I have an abort command. When you do not want to commit all the changes that you have made, you may go for the abort command. Okay, first of all, I want to create a VLAN 12 and a VLAN 34. And I want to add names to these VLANs. So I type VLAN 12. And next thing you can see here, it tells me I can select a name for the VLAN. The name is here. So I type name, for example, sales VLAN. I hit enter. Now you can see that it tells me VLAN 12 is added and the name is going to be sales VLAN. I want to create VLAN 34. This time I'm not going to add any name. You can see that it adds a default name for the VLAN, comparing from VLAN and VLAN number. But if I want to change this, I just type VLAN 34 again and type a name here. For example, HR VLAN, and hit enter. Now you can see that it tells me I have modified VLAN 34. Now if I want to commit the changes, I either type apply or exit. Whichever you type, that's going to be okay. I'm not going to commit these because I want to go and create these VLANs in configuration mode. But whenever you are creating the VLANs in VLAN database, just remember this. These are not going to be saved to your global configuration. They are going to be saved to your NVRAM, and this is the bad part of this. So let me type abort and hit enter. And this time I want to go to global configuration mode. In global configuration mode, I can type VLAN, and next thing I can type is the VLAN number. By hitting enter, you can be taken to the VLAN configuration mode. Now on GNS3, you may see this error. This means that you either do not have enough space on your NVRAM, so you better clear your flash, or you should execute the command again. So you can see that I execute the command again, and this is no problem. That's going to be okay for me. Now that I am under VLAN configuration mode, what I am going to do is to add a name to this VLAN. So I type name, and this is going to be sales VLAN. I hit enter. I want to create another VLAN, so I type VLAN 34. I hit enter. Now I want to add a name to this, HR VLAN, and I hit enter. Now to commit all these changes, I need to type exit. And whenever I type exit, these are committed to my VLANs. Yes, the VLANs. Now I want to see the VLANs on my system. So I type show VLAN brief. And of course, because this is on GNS3, I need to add a -s to VLAN. I hit enter. Now I can see that I have 2 VLANs, VLAN 12 and VLAN 34. They are active, but they do not have any interfaces under them. Okay, let me show you another way to create a VLAN. The third way to create a VLAN is to go under interface configuration. But first of all, I want to show you that this is essentially the same as assigning a VLAN to an interface. So when you are assigning a VLAN to an interface, if that interface sees that this VLAN does not exist, if the VLAN is not existent on this router, on this switch of course, the interface is going to create the VLAN and assign itself to that VLAN. Let me show you the process. I want to go to interface fast11. I hit enter. I want to put this interface under VLAN 12. So I type switch port. This is the first command that I enter. That's because I want to put this interface into switch port mode. In some switches, interfaces are by default in switch port mode. In some platforms, they should be taken into switch port mode. So whenever you type switch port, you basically tell the switch to put this interface into layer 2. The next command, switch port mode, and I am going to put this interface into access mode. That's because this is connecting to an end device. This is not connecting to another switch. So whenever you are connecting to an end device, such as a computer or, for example, another hub or things like this, you need to put your interface into access mode by switch port mode access. And the next command that you are going to enter is switch port access VLAN and the VLAN number. Now, if the VLAN number exists in your VLAN database, that's going to be okay. If it is not existing, if it does not exist, this is going to create the interface. This is going to create the VLAN for you. So let's go to interface fast12. Here I want to type again switch port mode access, and switch port access VLAN. That's going to be 12 again. Now I want to see these using show VLAN brief. Again, I say VLAN, but I type -s on GNS3. But in real world, you should type show VLAN brief. And you can see that now I have VLAN 12 with two interfaces under them. Fast11 and fast12 are removed from VLAN 1 and are assigned to VLAN 12. Now I want to do the same thing for VLAN 34. So I copy these. I press Alt key on my keyboard so that I can copy all of these like this. You can see that I am copying 3 commands without the VLAN number, of course. Now I go and type interface fast13 and I press shift and press insert. But instead of the VLAN 12, I type 34 here. Now you can see that I executed 3 commands at the same time. For interface fast14, I do the same thing. They should be in VLAN 34. Now I execute this command again, show VLAN brief. By executing show VLAN brief, now you can see that I have VLAN 34. 2 interfaces are under that, fast13 and fast14. They were basically under VLAN 1. They are removed from them and are assigned to VLAN 34. Okay, now if I try to type show interface status, I can see that it tells me fast11 is connected to VLAN 12. Fast12 is connected to VLAN 12. Fast13 and fast14 are connected to VLAN 34. So these 2 devices can talk to each other provided they have the correct IP address assigned to them. That's because they are in the same subnet. Okay, now you know how you can create different VLANs. In next section, I want to continue my discussion on VLAN and of course creating a trunk between different switches.